I'm still here. I'm still here. This is a YouTube channel, and on this YouTube channel, I kind of dabble in hobbies and crafts that I'm either want to learn or in the process of learning. Hold on, let me back up. Let me introduce myself. My name is Patrick. This is Know Your Craft, and today we'll be talking about photography. So, y'all want to hear a story? Too late. I'm going to tell it anyway. Back in January, decided to go on a trip right after things slowly started to open up. My thought was, why don't I just get out of town after working so hard for the past 7 to 8 months and go up to Orlando and take pictures. My intention was to go to Universal Studios just for, small little trip and take pictures there. That was regs. Second, go to Bach Gardens. That's a pretty nice place, and I'll say it's a good recommendation if you wish to go. I went with the intention to go and take impromptu pictures just of the nature itself, of the landscape, the different things that it provides that you can see online, and wasn't sure what I wanted to do with them, but of course edit them later on and post them on my website, humanbydesignco.com, just to show the growth and just to teach myself or show myself exactly where I've started and where I've gotten to. Now, I've already done this video. I've already recorded everything. I didn't like it, threw it away. But I rushed home from work, decided, why don't I just hit it with a redo? I want to knock out everything that I recorded previously, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna doing it live.
We'll do it live.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna talk about each of the pictures in order of me taking them, and I'll just talk about the images themselves. So, of course, I know this isn't North Borders. This isn't Evan Ramph. I'm probably saying that wrong, forgive me. This isn't Peter McKinnon. I'm not out here showing you pristine photo book pictures, but bear with me. I'm just trying, and we'll see what we can do with these pictures in the future. But in the meantime, if you want to check them out after this video, you will see them on humanbydesignco.com website. We'll start with Universal Studios. I did take a few pictures there with my phone. Back then it was a Samsung Note 9. So since then I've upgraded, but we'll base it off of the specs that the Samsung Note 9 provides. So let me just put that here because I don't remember that off the top of my head. Who remembers the specs of that camera? You nerd. It was actually a really good camera. I think it was is it 2 to 3 lenses? I don't even know. I'm trying to figure it out. It was on the screen. It was right here. It was right here on the screen. And the first one we're gonna go with is Neon Drive. Neon Drive stood out to me because of the setting. It looked pretty old school, old style, right across from Transformers, towards the front of the park, and its actual diner. Food, also regs, but it's a cool setting. It looks nice. I tried to wait so I could get the least amount of people in there. It doesn't matter. It's not like I'm trying to make a time or setting piece, but I like this shot. Oh yeah, by the way, all of this editing was done in Lightroom. I forgot to preface that. Yeah, I didn't know if I wanted to do one single preset. So first I started with messing with the exposure, the brightness, and some of the color in the Lightroom settings. And then afterwards, I felt like there were some, what would it be, filters that look similar to like 60s, 70s times. So I added those on top of it and then decided to export all 3. So I probably could even cut out maybe the humans on the right hand side and then just put this, oh no, of course not, you have gigantic OLED Samsungs in the window. But yeah, I really like the architecture of the building. On to the next area, which is the actual Bach Gardens itself. Like I said, it's a dope place. You pay for admission, it's not free, but once you get in, you get for what you paid for. It's a long walk, so make sure you get there kind of early-ish. You want to make sure you're enjoying your time and not feeling like you lost any of it getting there late. You get it through the park, it's probably like a mile drive from the front to the parking. Watch out for the turtles. There's a turtle crossing. Oh, someone's trying to cross the street. It's a turtle. How do turtles know where to cross? Crazy, mind blown. Once you get into the parking, you go to, of course, like I guess it's not It's by the gift store. But the front entrance, you grab a map, and you head straight towards the beginning of the park, and you get, I believe, like 2 to 3 different locations to start from. So where we started was to go towards the tower, and I say we didn't even introduce her. That's what happens when you do a video twice and you had it all mapped and now it's gone. Thank you, my muse Crystal. Appreciate you coming, because of course, if not, I would have been out there taking pictures of myself by myself. Weirdo. She came, she allowed me to take pictures of her, and now you're on the internet. Starting from the beginning, this is one of the first pictures I took. No, I took way more pictures before this, but this is one of the composition ones that I liked a little more, and this is actually the tower, one of the centerpieces of the Bach Gardens and one of the event pieces. This is a really good shot if you're standing in front of, there's like a canal or a lake just in front of it. Great shot. Try and get there with a less overcast day than we had. This was me working on it from a path that we walked down coming from the actual tower. It looked, you know, the green stood out a lot. I wanted to grab a little bit more of the blues from the sky, so I may, like I said with the other one, jump back in and adjust it so I can bring that out a little more. But I liked it with its overall tone. Probably even put more of a vignette in there. We're working on it, and I can of course adjust these and you know, upload them back later. But yeah, I really like how this shot came out. And literally, as you turn around, that leads to this shot, which is taken with the panorama setting on the Samsung. You get a lot of the view, pretty much of the width of the area that it is. It's a really big garden. It's a nice garden. Of course, probably the foliage changes depending on what time of the year you go. We went in spring, so, or is that winter? It's January, so it's not even spring yet. So yeah, what we saw was like some greens, some browns, or a lot more browns than expected, but it's a nice view. This portrait also taken on the phone. I'm gonna, of course, I've probably already done that by now, but I'm gonna mention which one was taken on a phone and which one was taken on the Canon. I'm shooting with an EOS 7 Ti Canon. This one was taken with a phone using its portrait setting. So you just tap into the person, focus on the outline, and it blurs out everything else behind it. I didn't want to do too sharp of a blur, so I kind of brought some of it back with the live blur setting, and then I just bought a little bit more of the colors of what she was wearing, her hair color, a little more, and then just subtled a little bit of the greens, but made the green, but made a little more subtle than what you could see right there. 2 feet down from that, Crystal gets tired. She wants to sit down. She wants to check out, see what's happening on the most recent TikToks. So with that more composition, using the same device, which was my phone at the time, I hit the portrait, landscape, orientation, and it blurred out this time the entire background. It didn't fringe or do like too much fringing on the outline of her, probably more towards the pants or more lighter areas, but it did a pretty good job. So it could have like that dreamier effect also on top of it. No filters added other than just some exposure and adjusting, what else, the contrast and some brightness. I could be lying to you, but most of this is on the screen. Now we came to, I want to say, one of my favorite for this. This one was taken with the Canon itself. I believe I used my macro lens, which is it's a 50 millimeter, a 0.35 to 1.1 foot. I whipped this one out, got within, like I said, probably around a foot in front of the subject, and took the picture, which actually got a lot of detail, way more detail than I expected. But of course, I've never taken photography serious. So this came out really good. Adjusting, of course, the colors again, bringing out more of the color in the background. I didn't want to take away or change the colors of the rose or the flower itself too much. So probably just making this a little more brighter helped out. And then of course adding the vignette, because I put a vignette on anything. This one should already be on Instagram if you follow me. I gotta fix my Instagram so it correlates a little better. We're working on it. We're all working on ourselves. Next one is this white flower. It's further down from that rose or whatever flower that was. And making this one a little brighter because it was darker. It was probably a little more overcast. Making the whites more whiter and adding some more brightness and slight bit of exposure on it, just so you could bring out the actual full color without blowing up the picture. Move on to the next one. We're almost done. We got like 2 more left. Working with our subject again. Crystal in front of the door. The raw really helped with understanding where the difference between a lot of the darkness or the darker shades came from. Because if you just take the picture on JPEG, it's a majority of everything around the subject is dark. Shooting on RAW helps with understanding where different lines are coming from, more detail. It's a bigger file, but it's worth it because you get more information, more detail. Same thing, throw a vignette, bring out some color, make the color look good, and voila, you got another uploaded picture. Okay, and finally, this house I actually saw on the way to the garden, but upon leaving, I remember just like driving by. I'm very sure it was abandoned at the time, so I hope I'm not doxing anybody. But yeah, just the placement of it. There was like a house a little further down, so I tried not to get that address. I wish that storage facility wasn't in the background. Probably takes away from its, like, you know, like a mural in Eustis in the middle of nowhere type of feel. This kind of points to watching Volandis on YouTube. He lives in Detroit, so there are a couple of abandoned homes around his area, which kind of has a story behind it, but you don't know what that story is. But if you take the picture, you can create the story, something like that. I liked it, and the editing to it kind of helped tell that story a little bit more. So, boom, that's it. At this moment right now, if you're watching this video, scroll down to the link, right click it. It should open up in a whole new window. That should be my website. Hit the projects and portfolios, and you'll see all these pictures in its edited glory on the website. Tell me how I did. Let me know if they were okay. Tell me what I need to work on. I know for sure there are real photographers out there, and they're like, this guy doesn't even know what he's doing. He's out here lowering his ISO, and he just messed with his aperture. Stop doing that. I know. I appreciate you if you give me some criticism. I need it. And yeah, it was fun. Appreciate you being here. Thank you if you watched this all the way to the end. If you did, type in the comments, not a photographer. That's going to be the code word if you actually got this far. Put not a photographer and not my photographer. Not my photographer. There you go. You know, because whatever. Y'all take it easy. Be safe. Drink your water, I heard, is a good one. And yeah, peace.